Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing a meeting requirement for U.S. marriage visas, K-3, CR-1, and IR-1 visas. For those who are unaware, the K-1 fiancé visa does have a meeting requirement. So basically, you have to have physically met your fiancé in person within 2 years of filing a petition for a fiancé visa. And there are exceptions to that rule, but the exceptions are pretty difficult to overcome. You know, the threshold is pretty high. Most of the time, in the vast majority of cases I've ever dealt with, they want folks to have met in person at least once in the 2 years prior to the filing of the petition. Now, the question is, does this apply to marriage visas? And the answer to that is no, although I have had people asking me about like virtual marriage, which I don't know if there's any of that out there. I haven't dealt with this in person yet, or dealt with this myself. I don't really see how a virtual, well, there are certain jurisdictions that allow sort of distance marriages, but there is specific law on that. Long story short, if you're legally married, you're probably going to be able to file for one of these types of visas. There may be exceptions to that. For those that are in a situation where you are legally married and you haven't actually met each other, probably going to want to contact a legal professional, gain some insight and guidance on how to deal with that. As far as those who are legally married, we're starting to see some of these folks. Yeah, they're legally married, but they haven't seen each other in a fairly long time because COVID basically got in the way. It in a sense, it shut down a lot of countries, or I should say the response to COVID shut down a lot of countries, shut down a lot of airlines, made travel very difficult. And I've had a lot of people asking me this question. Long story short, if you did meet each other and were married and were in each other's physical presence when you married, you're probably never going to have an issue with respect to any type of physical meeting requirement like the K-1 visa, because those rules simply don't apply in the context of a K-3 CR-1 or IR-1 visa.